Hey everybody, welcome to the Mark Parham Podcast. You can follow me online by going to Rumble and just type in rumble.com/Mark Parham and I should pop up. So one of the things I've been noticing with Kamala Harris is that, when she does events and different things like that, especially in front of black people, you never see her husband, at any of the events when she's, talking to black people or, trying to get the crowd fired up. You never really see her husband, and for some reason, I mean that's strange. It's almost like they're trying to do a strategy where they hide her husband, who happens to be, I think he's Jewish or white or whatever. They hide the husband, and then they just let Kamala go out there and act like she's the blackest woman in the universe. And so I just find that interesting that you don't really hear anything from her husband. I think his name is Doug. You don't really hear him speak at any events, especially when she's with a lot of black people. I just find that very interesting, and so it's almost like they're trying to hide him until it's after the election. It's almost the strategy they used in 2020, where they sat up and you didn't really hear anything from Kamala's husband. You didn't really see anything. I mean, you didn't really see him at any events or around black people until later on. So I think they're trying to do that same strategy because a lot of black people, they're not really interested in Kamala Harris. I know I'm not. I mean, I don't see what she's done for black folks. I mean, if you look at an issue that affects a lot of black people, which is the border, I think she was, appointed to look after the border and, get things straight with the southern border. And she's, let millions of illegal immigrants come across the border in America. And to me, if she can't even manage a task like that, then I don't think she's ready to, run the country, in my opinion. So it's just amazing to me how, they push this sort of strategy where we're going to make her, extra black, if that's a term. We're going to have her go out there and act like she likes hot sauce and soul food, and we're going to bring her to urban radio stations and act like she listens to hip hop. I think it's so sad, and I think a lot of people are seeing through that because, I mean, I think one interview I saw where she was acting like she was, a hip hop fan and listened to people like Tupac and his music and all this other stuff when that wasn't even true. So again, it's just it's so interesting to see how people are catching up to a lot of these false narratives and finding out and doing research, and they're finding out that someone like Kamala Harris is a fraud, in my opinion. I mean, it's one thing if you don't like a person's policies, which I really don't care for policies, but to try to make her into something that she's not. And, she goes around and she's acting like she, likes black folks and all this other stuff. And, it's not the case. And so it's an interesting strategy. They're trying to do this whole thing where Kamala's for black people, but she's just going to be another Biden 2.0. I think that Trump is going to be better with the economy. I think Trump is actually going to solve the problems with our border. She's not going to do any of those things. I mean, she's from California. And so, I've seen her talk in some of the speeches, and I've seen her with Gavin Newsom, and, she's just another liberal. And so if you think Joe Biden was bad, his presidency, imagine getting Kamala Harris in there. Kamala Harris will, probably be given illegal immigrants health care and everything else. And so, we need somebody in there like Donald Trump who's going to stand up for Americans and put America first because, it's to the point where we have, well, it's been like this for a while, but we have illegal immigrants who are getting more benefits than soldiers. You have soldiers that are homeless, and you have illegal immigrants getting apartments and money and cars. And so, that's backward. And I think a lot of American people are sick of it. At least I know I am. And, we should be treating our veterans and the people that are homeless who are American citizens. We should be, setting them up and helping them before we help anybody else. And so, I think Kamala Harris Kamala Harris becoming the president, and I don't know who she's going to pick as a vice president, but again, having Kamala Harris run the country, run America, make decisions is going to be horrible. I mean, especially with war, with businesses that are, some businesses are closing down, people can't afford housing, and her liberal policies are going to make things worse. So in the comment section, let me know how you feel about Kamala Harris. Is she going to be Joe Biden 2.0? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you.